trust that shapes our decisions. It aligns us with God's will. And it sustains us in uncertainty. Did y'all hear me? Faith sustains us in uncertainty. There is no way I can live without Him. I've tried over and over, but I found out there is no other way. Is no other way. Is no other way. Yeah. Y'all supposed to be playing now. What's up? There is no way I can live without you. Now, next time I want y'all to go on YouTube and see what I do. Nice. No matter how you feel, you still got to be nice. I heard Bishop talk about it in Bible class on yesterday. See, I go to church. I'll say that one more time. I said, I heard my bishop talk about my pastor. I heard him talk about this in church on last night. I heard him talk about how important it is that you got to be nice because you just never know who's got the money. I got to explain what that means because you got to know what perilous times are. Lovers of themselves, it means self-centered, conceited, egotistical. Lovers of money means they're greedy for money. Boasters and braggers. That means they're full of great swelling words. Proud arrogance. That means, does that sound like anybody proud? I need y'all to know we're in perilous time. That's why you gotta have faith to know where you're going. Proud and arrogance simply means haughty and overbearing. Blasphemers, evil speakers, profane, abusive, foul mouth, contentious, insulting. Y'all ain't hearing what I'm saying. I said these are the last days. Disobedient to parent. I've never seen so many disobedient children. That simply means rebellion, undutiful, uncontrolled. You can't tell them nothing. Y'all ain't hearing me. Unthankful, ungrateful, lacking in appreciation. You ain't never seen so many ungrateful young people that can't turn around and say thank you for giving me this. Thank you for fixing my food. Thank you for ordering DoorDash. Thank you. Y'all can sit there if you want to, but I know what I'm talking about. These are the last days. Unholy, impious, profane, irreverent, holding no sacred, unloving, hard-hearted, unnaturally callous, unfeeling. These are the last days. Look at your neighbors. Say, we're living in perilous times. And you got to understand it's going to take real faith to hold on to God with all of this going on. And I'm not finished. I'm still in the verse. It simply talks about unforgiving, implacable, refusing to make peace, refusing efforts toward reconciliation, slanderers, spreading false and malicious reports. Look at your neighbor and say, these are the last days. You got to make sure you have a faith conscience. I'm not finished. foolish, without self-control, men of uncontrol, passions, dissolute, disbanded, brutal, savage, unprincipled, despisers of good, haters of whatever and whoever, traitors, treacherous, betrayers, headstrong. Does that sound like anybody you know? Reckless, self-willed, haughty, making empty pretensions, conceited. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, these are the last days, but you need to trust God and know that He's able to keep you from falling. That's why I get on the plane. Now, since it's my first stop, I got on the plane this morning and I began to lay my hand before I stepped on it and said, now unto Him who is able to keep me from falling. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, you don't know where you're gonna fall. You don't know what the devil got set up. You don't know what the enemy's trying to do. But I believe I'ma keep on looking to the hills from which cometh my help. My help, it comes from the Lord. Tell your neighbor, get him by the hand. I said, get your neighbor and help me preach for the next 2 moments. And tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, you gonna have to trust God like never before. You gonna have to ask God to increase your faith. You gonna have to trust God with your money. Tell your neighbor, the devil is not gonna take my Social Security. I said the devil is not gonna take none of my money, because he told me to ask, it shall be given. He told me to seek and I will find. He told me that whatever I ask him, He will give it to me. Can I get a witness? Holler at your girl and say, show you right. I gotta trust Him no matter what it looks like. I gotta trust Him. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him. In all your ways, when you're going to get your money, acknowledge Him. Going to